The primary method used to measure consciousness in a scientific manner is by monitoring the electromagnetic radiation emitted by the brain. Over years of study, about 5 main types of brain waves have been researched, and an additional several more of which aren't as commonly spoken of. These different types correlate to, in practical terms, the current state of awareness and alertness of the conscious and subconscious mind. They are named, in order of fastest to slowest, gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Brain waves are measured in cycles per unit of time. Hertz, which is very common in most sciences. The important thing to note about brain waves is that they range between roughly 1 Hz up to about 50 Hz, but sometimes higher. These higher frequencies aren't as well studied, but have been associated with processes of perception. Placing brain waves into a bigger spectrum, they lay just below sound waves on the scale, being an octave lower, just below the sub-bass sound wave frequency, or pitch. Knowing that consciousness operates in modes correlated with frequency, which is measured in Hertz, gives us a basic starting ground to understand the dynamics of consciousness, how it can be manipulated or modified, and how it can be affected to achieve intended results, i.e. mind control. We can also ascertain that our senses communicate using the same system of frequency modulation, meaning that both our thoughts, emotions and all of our senses speak in the same language.
Electromagnetic radiation. These waves spread across a spectrum from very short gamma rays to X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light waves, even longer infrared waves, microwaves, to radio waves which can measure longer than a mountain range. This spectrum is the foundation of the information age and of our modern world. Your radio, remote control, text message, television, microwave oven, even a doctor's X-ray, all depend on waves within the electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic waves, or EM waves, are similar to ocean waves in that both are energy waves. They transmit energy. EM waves are produced by the vibration of charged particles and have electrical and magnetic properties. But unlike ocean waves that require water, EM waves travel through the vacuum of space at the constant speed of light. EM waves have crests and troughs like ocean waves. The distance between crests is the wavelength. While some EM wavelengths are very long and are measured in meters, many are tiny and are measured in billionths of a meter, nanometers. The number of these crests that pass a given point within 1 second is described as the frequency of the wave. One wave, or cycle, per second is called a hertz. Long EM waves, such as radio waves, have the lowest frequency and carry less energy. Adding energy increases the frequency of the wave and makes the wavelength shorter. Gamma rays are the shortest, highest energy waves in the spectrum. So, as you sit watching TV, not only are there visible light waves from the TV striking your eyes, but also radio waves transmitting from a nearby station, and microwaves carrying cell phone calls and text messages, and waves from your neighbor's Wi-Fi, and GPS units in the cars driving by. There is a chaos of waves from all across the spectrum passing through your room right now.
Our reality exhibits a dualistic nature. The matter that makes up what we experience exists both as a wave, or non-material entity, and a particle, or material entity. This wave form that particles exhibit has no definite location within space or time, but can only be understood as being everywhere all at once, spread out through the entire universe. Atoms are 99 with 12 nines after the decimal point, empty space. Again, this forces us to redefine how we see both ourselves and reality. If our bodies and everything around us is mostly empty space, then why do things have the appearance and feel of being solid objects? This feeling of solidity is actually a repulsion or push of other sets of atoms, similar to how magnets will repel each other when two similar sides are put together. Our hands, feet, fingers never really touch anything, but are actually experiencing a repulsive force that gives us the illusion of solidity. Believe it or not, You're not actually physically touching the chair you're sitting in, but rather hovering right above it, as the atoms of your chair and your body repel each other. What really holds everything together and makes reality appear to be solid is a sea of fluctuating energy, not actually anything physical. Not only is your body mostly empty space, but everything you see, experience, and interact with is overwhelmingly empty space.
Non-matter that makes up the entire universe, just emptiness? Or is it thinking non-stuff, thinking non-matter, that curves back within its own self and creates everything in existence, from matter to energy to time to space? As you dissect through the body, the various layers of organs, tissues, cells, molecules, and atoms peel away until at the subatomic realm, all that remains are bundles of energy vibrations. The nerve receptors in the body are switching stations that can take energy vibrations and turn them into touch, sight, sound, and so on.
Given that our senses, hearing, sight, touch, etc., and also our thoughts and emotions, communicate in the same language, it means that both consciousness can affect our sensory perception, and also that senses can affect our consciousness. This then gives us a basic means, or method, which can be used to control the mind. By affecting one sense, or multiple, with a specific frequency, translating to a pitch in sound, or a color in sight, we can stimulate corresponding harmonic undertones in the brain spectrum of brainwave frequencies through the phenomenons of entrainment and resonance. The phenomenon of entrainment is the conscious mind's tendency to become entrained to the frequency of the perception, either a sight, sound, feeling, taste or smell, that it is most focused upon, i.e. to naturally shift to reach harmony, or rapport with the sense or object being focused upon, and correspondingly changing to the brainwave frequency which best matches the perception.
Rapport is the glue that holds relationships together. When you're getting on well with a person, you will mirror their posture, their language, their breathing, even their blink rate. To help bring Jason's confidence out, I'm going to try and create a mental rapport between him and a perfect stranger who's performed a heroic act. I've chosen Darren for this mirroring experiment as he performed a quick-thinking rescue some years ago, and I've asked him to concentrate on that event throughout this process. Now the first thing is, you don't know anything about each other. By getting Jason and Darren to try and exactly match each other's behaviour at a conscious level, I'm attempting to get them to synchronise their subconscious minds as well as their bodies. As time goes on, it becomes increasingly difficult to tell who is mirroring whom.
Yeah. Something moving towards this, it's like someone's stuck or...
Okay, don't want to push you with any more details. Move forward in time until after the danger is over. Does the danger pass quickly? Does it last a long time?
It's fairly quick. Yeah, it's almost a sense of achievement.
Tell me more.
I'm shaking with almost happiness and relief.
Okay, would you both relax?
I'm shaking. I just kind of...
Please, shake hands, say hello to each other. Jason, Darren,
Jason.
Darren.
Hi, nice to meet you, mate.
Well done.
Fantastic.
It was very strange hearing somebody recounting the feelings I'd felt. It was amazing that he could get that feeling just by looking at me.
I was vividly picturing the details of like a platform with a yellow line.
And I think that's the point where I think he knew
Wrote a paper under the name
and he
of
could feel
EPR.
what I was
In their attempt to
thinking.
disprove quantum theory, not only did they further validify it, but they came across another strange feature of quantum physics: quantum entanglement. When two particles interact with each other, they become what is called entangled, developing a special connected relationship with one another. Now, when one of these particles are affected, say by measurement or observation, one particle will reflect the exact same trait as the other instantaneously, no matter how far apart they are, across the room or across the universe.
We have only just scratched the surface on the topic of brain waves, and the full implications of these ideas have not been explored. Please stay tuned for Chapter 2 in the series, which will more deeply explore brain waves, and more specifically technology and practical applications which have been developed based upon them.